Hey Young Hollywood, I'm Alex Warren, and today I'm going to be going through some of my tweets.
What's up, Young Hollywood? Today we're with Alex Warren. Hello,
Hi.
Alex.
How are you?
So good. How are you?
I'm hanging. Vibing.
Do you recall this?
Yeah.
That one's pretty deep, though.
I didn't tweet that. I retweeted
You
that.
retweeted this one.
Yes.
So you had a fan pretty much tell you that they listened to Chasing Shadows.
Yep.
And they burst out in tears.
Yes.
Do you know the impact they're going to have on people?
No, I'm just a little bitch, and I just write about terrible things that have happened in my life. And I'm thankful that people actually care about it, because it's like, I feel like everything I've gone through, I always felt like it was just me, and finding out that a ton of people have gone through very similar things and have lost a loved one, and they feel my music as an outlet for that is exactly why I started it.
When you read tweets like this, though, when people are like confessing how they feel when they're listening to the song,
I just think they're fake. They're they're not real.
it's not real. Life isn't real.
Yeah.
This isn't real.
It doesn't feel real. I just never, I don't think, it's just the type of thing where I feel like this doesn't happen to people like me, or like, you hear that saying a lot, but genuinely, I don't think it'll ever sink in that other people are crying to my life. It just doesn't feel like a thing.
In Chasing Shadows, you actually cried when you wrote the song. That was the first song.
I cry every time I listen to that damn song.
Every time?
Because that's the one song about both my parents being dead and like how I can't ever see them again. Like that's the whole, a lot of people think it's about a breakup or something too, which is kind of weird, but
Yeah.
it's about that.
And when you went on tour and you're meeting all of these people
Yeah.
in person, what's one thing that stuck with you that someone has said to you?
You're not that bad at singing. Which, you know, I would apologize to everyone and be like, I'm so sorry that you paid to see this. But it was something where it's like they were genuinely like, I think that was the one thing where I've always been so self-deprecating. Like I've always been so rude to myself, and my therapist thinks it's other things. But I just think it's a terrible, terrible habit I have. And to hear people actually like the way I sound and like my music, it's a whole imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah.
I need some confidence.
You'll get there.
Or a new therapist. One of the two.
One of the two.
One of the two.
But you always liked music.
Yeah.
You always wanted to get into music.
My first videos ever filmed were about music. So like if you go all the way down to any of my socials, I'm singing and I'm playing the piano, and it may not sound the best, but I'm doing it and I'm hoping for it, and none of them ever really like took off. And so I got put in a really bad situation where I needed to get out of it, and I always found that either making people feel sad or funny or like making them laugh was always something I liked to do. And you know, I tinkered around and figured out what I wanted to do.
Yeah. How happy are you now that it worked out?
Oh my God, sigh of relief, but also scared as hell that I'm gonna lose it all tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
like, that's the thing. It's like, you know, I'm constantly working and trying to figure out what works and what doesn't, and music has always just felt natural, you know? It
Yeah.
felt like that was where I was supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, it ended up working out.
I-
Like the
I-
fact
I-
that you started music and then ended up right where
I'm on Young
the music-
Hollywood, it worked out.
Exactly. Exactly. The T. Okay. Let's get to the next one.
Yes.
You're very funny for singing about depressing stuff.
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Learned that from therapy as well. Cool. No, I think it's the whole thing. It started from, I think the self-deprecating thing is, as a kid, I was heavily bullied.
Yeah.
And so it's depressing, but I kind of just, I say all the shit about me before anyone else can.
Yeah.
And so like that's the
like
whole
you
thing.
can't
So
call
I'm
me
quick to-
out 'cause I
I'm
already
quick
know
to the
about it.
punches. It's like you can't say anything because I've already said it about myself 10 times.
Yeah. When you're performing, one, what's your pre-show ritual? And two, that's insane. Like that's your fans like that watch your videos and stuff every day, like in
Yeah.
front of your face.
No, it's really cool. I think my pre-show ritual is I throw up in the bathroom a few times, and then
Okay.
I get slapped in the face because it's funny. I have really bad stage fright, and so the thing is first song I'm always shaky, and it's always like I'm so nervous.
Yep.
And I'll have my guitarist. He's freaking amazing. His name's Ryan. He'll slap me in the face as hard as he can, but the only caveat is I have to slap him in the face.
Oh.
And so I've slapped him in the face first, and he has to slap me as hard, and I really want him to slap me, so you feel the slap, and it distracts you from the stage fright,
How
which is,
scared
it
you are.
works. Like you'll go out and you won't be scared because your face is ringing, and it's a little red, and everyone thinks I'm blushing, but I really just got the slapped out of me.
So you're like fighting in the back.
Oh yeah. If you
Yeah.
hear that's not a snare, that's my
That's
face.
your face. That's your face. Who came up with that?
Me.
You should just hit me.
Really, you heard slap me and you thought anyone else would come up with that? That's 100% me. really need to work on that.
Well, you wouldn't think that you had stage fright.
Really? Would you not?
You play it off really well.
Oh, I'm a frantic mess up there. If you had a heart rate monitor, you'd be very concerned.
Your Apple Watch just going crazy.
Yeah, my heart doctor has some things we need to do.
Therapist, heart doctor, you have so much to cover.
Oh, yeah.
You have so much to work on.
You have no idea.
But also, okay, so what is it actually like seeing all those fans in front of you? Because you wanted to do music for so long, you're doing music.
You feel, no, all jokes aside, once you get the first song done, it's so addicting. And I remember, the first time I ever did a show, I looked at my manager and I go, we need to do 400 more of those. And it's true, it is literally the most exhilarating thing. I feel right at home. It's like you walk into a home and you're scared as shit that someone's gonna hurt you, and then you feel at home right after that when you realize no one's there to hurt you.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And from going from, being homeless, sleeping in your car, through this whole whirlwind of your social media life so far, what is something that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
See, I don't know. I think I've done everything I've wanted to. Besides, like, business-wise, like, I would love to sell out an arena. Like, that'd be the coolest thing. I think that's the moment I sell out an arena, or even if I open for someone who sold out an arena. I don't care, either or. I just want to play in front of that many people, or a festival or something, and just, like, hearing people sing my songs and something that, like, for me, I pour my heart out into these things. So to hear that.
Okay, so what's next for music?
I'm working on a project. I have a song coming out every month, starting probably next month and the month after. And it's been really cool. A lot of it's not about dead people, which is a nice,
a little twist.
Ball. It's a nice curveball. But yeah, my next song's about love, and then the one after that is about suicide. And so it's like these are things where things I've gone through in my life that I'm writing about, and eventually it'll end with an album called You'll Be Alright, Kid.
Oh, you already have it planned?
Yeah, I have all the songs done too.
Oh my God.
Just waiting for the big man to approve it.
Yep. I love it. Thank you so much for coming on Young Hollywood.
Thanks for having me.